In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to integrate and use the AOV free gift and BXGY app on your Shopify store. If you've been struggling to increase your average order value or want to give your customers extra incentive to buy more, this app will help you set up free gifts, buy X, get Y deals, and other upsell offers that can drive conversions and boost your revenue. First, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background as to what this app does. So this app is designed to help Shopify merchants create upsell campaigns that encourage customers to spend more in order to unlock rewards. So whether it's a free gift, a percentage discount, or a buy one, get one offer, this app really makes it easy to set up promotions and increase your. Some key features here is you can automatically add gifts when customers hit certain spend or quantity thresholds. You can offer a free or discounted product when a customer buys specific items. There's also additional campaign types with separate app installation. You can track how your campaigns are performing with real-time data and also suggest and vote on new app features. By incentivizing your customers to add more items to their cart to unlock a gift or a deal, you naturally boost your AOV. And this is going to lead to higher revenue without having to bring in more traffic. The automation here ensures that you don't need to actually manually manage these promotions. So once you've set the conditions, the app actually handles everything, from adding that gift to tracking performance, and that kind of frees you to focus on other areas of your business. All right, so per usual, we're going to start on our Shopify dashboard here to actually install the app. So I'm going to head up here, click on apps, and I'm going to search for this AOV AI app here. I'm just going to search AOV in the Shopify app store. So now it's taking us here to this page, and you can see that this same developer has come out with a couple different apps here. But we're actually focusing on this free gift BOGO and BXGY app. So when you click on that, you'll be brought to the app's installation page. So here you're going to see some of those key features I was just talking about, as well as their pricing plans. And they do have a free plan here that I'll be using for the video. And then down here, you'll also see some reviews too. So for me, it says open because I've already installed this on my Shopify store, but for you, it's going to say install. So go ahead and click install. All right, now once you install the app, it's going to ask whether you want AI powered setup or a manual setup. And I'm just going to go with the AI powered setup here. All right, so now we're in the dashboard, and just scrolling down here, they give us a nice little setup guide with all of our first steps. So we can see here the theme status here is fully compatible. So if you're not seeing that, all that means is that you'll have to go to your online store right here. I'm going to let this load. And in your themes here, if it's not compatible, you'll have to change your theme. Now, if you scroll down even more, you can visit the theme store to explore other Shopify themes. But let's actually go back into the app here. Okay, and the first thing it wants us to do is to enable this app on our store. So we're going to click enable, and it's going to bring me into my Shopify store's theme editor. So all it wants you to do on this page is just make sure this toggle is on. And what that's going to do is allow the actual app to have access to our store. So I'm going to click save up here. And once you click save, you can just exit out of this tab. We don't need that anymore. And we'll refresh that status. Perfect. All right, so the next step here is to create our first campaign. So I'm going to click create campaign. Now they give us a lot of different options here that we can choose from. So you can have the normal buy X, get Y. You can give your customers a shipping goal with free or discounted shipping on a minimum spend in your store. You can also create order goals. So you'll have bigger discounts at higher spending tier levels. Of course, this regular volume discount, you can offer those discounts based on the quantity of items purchased here. And of course, the upsell on post-purchase. So you'll have post-purchase discounts on extra items. So these two are very important. So for the first one that we're going to do, I'm going to create a volume discount campaign here. So here you're just going to give it a campaign name. You can name this anything because your customers aren't going to actually see this. I'm just going to label mine testing. All right, so you're going to have a trigger condition. So any product, you can choose a specific product if you want to. Okay, hold on. Sorry, let me explain that better. So here is where you're going to choose your trigger conditions. So you can have this apply to all of your products. Maybe you want it to only apply to specific products or a specific collection. I'm going to apply this discounted deal to a specific product of mine. So now it's going to ask me which product I want to apply it to. And for an example, I'm just going to select this electric scooter here. Okay. Now down here, you can choose between a percentage discount, a fixed amount off, or a fixed price. I'm just going to keep the percentage discount. So you can see here the tier 1 volume discount. If they buy one, they don't get a discount, right? But tier 2 is if they buy two, they get 10% off. Now you can change this discounted value to anything you want to. Obviously, keep in mind your shipping costs, the supplier costs, everything like that. But you can also add a gift here. So if we want to give them a free product off of our store, this is really great for maybe if you have a jewelry store or something like that. Obviously, these are random products for you. They should be obviously very relevant, right, to the original. So now you can see here the free gift as well. If they buy 2, they'll get this free rainbow foam fitness massager. All right, but I'm actually going to turn that off there. And if you want to, you can also add an image here if you'd like. Now down here, if you'd like to instead have a full order discount, you can do that, or a shipping discount as well. I'm not going to have those on for this specific campaign. You can show prices per item, hide options, compare at price, which I don't recommend because honestly, I really like the compare at price. If you can see that pop up here, it creates a sense of urgency a little bit for the shopper as well. Now you can enable display of savings amount by discounted tier. I'm going to turn that on. Now, one thing you got to pay attention to is the maximum discount uses, right? So we want to limit the number of times this discount can be used in the total, or limit to at least 1 use per customer. All right, so if you'd like to, you can apply this volume discount to all of your customers, or maybe you want a specific customer segment here. So customers who haven't purchased from you, who have purchased from you more than once, abandoned checkouts in the last month, your email subscribers, all of that kind of thing. It's really to filter that here. Now here you're going to customize what that actual widget will look like. I think either of these look fine, but I feel like I see this one more often, so I'm going to keep it there. I mean, you can change that to anything you want. Of course, you can also change this subtext here as well. And then all the way down here, you're going to see when to actually schedule that. So we can set an end date, and I do highly recommend you do set end dates for these campaigns, because I'm the type of person that will completely forget the campaign is even running. So set an end date there. And then another thing down here is we have an upsell checker. So it'll say our pre-purchase upsells and post-purchase upsell. We've got our buy 1 standard price and our buy 2 with 20%. And when you're ready and you've done all of your customizations here, you just click save. So I'm going to go ahead and do this by BXGY campaign type here. And you definitely want to at least put a minimum of 1 for the quantity of items. When a customer buys maybe a specific product or collection, you choose that here. So let's say the customer is buying that is not sold out. So let's say this customer is buying a foam roller, just as an example here. Then the customer will get this other product for free, or for a discounted price, right? So I'm just going to click select here. All right, down here, you're going to choose your discount type. So if you want it to be completely free, maybe if you want a percentage off or a fixed amount off, you can do that here. So for example, 10%. So you can obviously make this anything you want to here. So I'm just going to make mine 15% off, just as an example. You can allow combinations of different product discounts and order discounts. And you can also limit the total number of uses. So you can set a maximum number of times that this discount can actually be used. So I'm going to set that to 1. You got some other rules here, some other features as well. In case you upgrade your plan, you're able to do those. I'm going to give this to all of my customers, and then you can also schedule it here. But now you're able to see what that would look like there on a mobile phone. And in the display settings here, we're going to choose how our customers will actually receive their gifts. So we can just have it automatically, add it to their cart. I don't think that's necessary. I think the customer choosing is a nice thing to have. You can have it as like a floating button here, or you can have it as a pop-up. I prefer the pop-up. And again, you can see right here that this is already taking that discount of 15% into account there. Now you can edit the title, so you can edit what exactly it says up here. You can edit that description as well. So that right there, just by clicking on it, you can completely delete this. I mean, you can do whatever you want here. It's totally up to you. Now in here is where we can actually edit our widget, but I'm going to save that for later because we're going to go into this widget styling tab and we'll figure all of that out. For now, I'm just going to click save up here in the top section of the website. Okay, so it just gave me this pop-up and now it's allowing me to preview our campaign. So let's go ahead and take a look here. But we can see that pop up here, and if we ever want to go back and maybe change some things, we of course can do that. So let's go exit out of here. Okay, and now this is going to show up in our campaigns list. So you'll be able to see the campaign type here. Of course, you'll also be able to see the reviews, ACT, CR, and revenue from this campaign. So it really makes it easy to just see what campaigns are working and what aren't working. Of course, you are also able to filter through active and scheduled, expired campaigns up here as well. Down here, you can always pause a campaign if you'd like to. We can go back and edit that campaign, and you can also duplicate or delete those campaigns right here. All right, so we did a buy X get Y type of campaign. Let's do another type of campaign. And for this one, I want to give my customers maybe like a free gift when they buy a certain amount of items in my store. Scrolling down here through these options, you'll notice that these bottom two actually have little badges with an AOV bundle and AOV post-purchase. You can make these campaigns as well, but it's going to ask you to download one of those new apps here made by that same developer. So I'm going to choose this one, gift with quantity purchase. All right, so when you click create, it's pretty much kind of the same customizations here. You can name this anything, this campaign here, because no one else is going to see that name. I'm just going to leave it as that. I think that's fine. So if a customer buys one, or let's say two or three, let's say two. If a customer buys two of maybe all of your products, if you don't want it to apply to only a specific product, you can make it apply to all of your products. If you want to, you can apply it to a specific product or specific collection. I'm going to apply it to a specific product. So let's say if someone comes onto my store and they buy two of these foam rollers, I can come down here. You can turn this on if you want. It'll just automatically gift your customer the lowest priced item in your store. I'm not going to turn that on. I'm going to choose a very specific product to gift. And you don't have to give it for free. I'll show you how to, do just the discounts in a second. But yeah, you can give discounts. It doesn't have to actually be a completely free gift or anything. Let's say they get a silver electric scooter for free. Obviously, you want these two products to meld. You want them to be relevant to each other. But this is just for the video, and you can also up this quantity if you want here. So down here is where you're actually going to choose that discount type. So you can give it for free. You can give it for maybe a certain percentage off or a fixed amount. I'm just going to give it for free because it's a gift, right? So this would mean that it would allow the customer to also combine this discount with the order discounts. You can have that on or off. Maybe you want to have these combinations there. I'm going to turn those off for now. All right, so I turned on this limit total number of uses. I set it to 1. If you upgrade, you can actually limit it to 1 per customer, which I think is a really nice feature. Okay, there's just some more rules here that you'll have to upgrade for, but you can set the max number of gifts each customer can select from your available gifts list. I don't have a gifts list, so that's not relevant for me. Please don't include that. That didn't need to be in there. All right, if you would like to, you can apply this to maybe a specific customer location or all of your customers. You can actually apply it to customer segments, but you'll need to upgrade for that. Again, down here, same thing. We have a start date. We can set an end date if we want. I'm not going to do that. And then right here, it's going to show you all of the summary for this campaign here. Down here, we can see exactly what it looks like. And let's go into step 2, which is the display settings. So you can choose if the gift is just automatically added to their cart. I don't really want to do that because what if the customer doesn't want the gift? I'd rather have it maybe come up in a pop-up for them. Like if they want to, they can add that in there. And then here's where we can actually edit that widget. And I'll come back to this in a second, but I want you to know, of course, you can edit these titles, the description, the exact same way we did on the other campaign. I'm going to allow our customers or my customers to select variants. And let's scroll back up to edit this widget. All right, when you click that edit widget button, you're going to be brought into this whole editing page that we're going to have a lot of customization on here. So you can select the different type of layouts here. I think these all look fine. I'm just going to do that horizontal one. You can display it on all pages, the cart page or the product page. I'm going to display it on all pages for that pop-up to come up. They do give you some themes here if there's maybe a certain one that, already looks like your brand. But if they don't have one that does, you can always change those colors right here. Of course, you can change the color of the text as well, which I think is really nice. And then down here, you can change the icon as well. The icon color, button color, text color on button. It's really, really customizable here. So in the content here, unlock your gift button. They're talking about this add to cart button. So you can make this say anything you want to. I'm just going to type some random letters in here, but you'll see that updates right here as well. Of course, you'll be able to see what this would look like on the mobile as well as the desktop. So I recommend checking that before you actually save this. But when you've done your customization, just go ahead and click save. All right, and it says our pop-up has been updated down here, so we're going to exit out of this. And it doesn't look like the preview is showing how that widget is supposed to look, but maybe it will after I've saved the whole entire thing. Okay, perfect. Yeah, there it is. All right, so we can actually preview this here. All right, and then up top, let's go ahead and preview what this campaign will look like. All right, so that is our last campaign. All right, so we can see we've added I've added 3 into my cart here. This campaign is not working. I've tried a couple different times, so I will have to contact their support, unfortunately, but hopefully it does just need a couple minutes to actually load in there. I'm not quite sure. But in the campaigns list, we can now see our gift with quantity purchases here as well. All right, so our next tab here is the widget styling tab. Okay. So here you can make a pop-up, a floating button, a congrats bar. If you want to offer a type of promotion, you can do a milestone bar, which is pretty cool. A deal of the day, maybe a tiered reward box, but you'll have to upgrade your plan to use that one. A promotion badge as well, a promotion card. Let's actually add some promotion badges onto our store. I think that would be a cool thing to have. Of course, you're going to want that badge to look the same as your actual campaigns, right? So I would recommend using at least the same theme or some of the same colors. But that's literally how easy it is. You just click save up here. Can I preview it? All right, so now we're down in our analytics tab here. Here you're going to see orders generated by the app's campaigns, as well as the campaign revenues and conversion rate from the app. And below that, you're going to see a bit of a breakdown in some different boxes here. I'm also going to point out this conversion funnel as well. So this shows the number of customers with an eligible cart, how many added to cart and accepted the offer, as well as all of the orders by the type of campaign, right? So if you want to, you can also go up here to click Campaign Performance tab, and you're going to see individual campaign performance. And just like Shopify, you'll be able to filter through these. Maybe you want the last week, last month, last 3 months, or last year. So it makes it very, very easy to directly see how much this app is actually affecting your store's performance. So now we're in the settings tab here. So right here is where you can actually set that duration before the pop-up is going to reappear on your store for the same customer. So after 10 minutes, it's saying after clicking the continue shopping button, you can adjust that as you'd like. I recommend actually turning this tab on here because customers won't be allowed to increase or decrease the gift quantity in their cart. And I'm also going to turn this on too, because if a customer ever removes a gift from their cart, it's not going to be automatically added back. And this would improve, it says, user experience and checkout friction as well. Now, if you know anything about coding, of course, you can put some custom CSS down here if you'd like to. I'm just going to save. Okay, whatever. And then down here in the feature request tab, I think this is a really, really cool feature of this app. This is a community-driven section where users can submit ideas for new features. And you can actually like upvote, and comment on these posts. And just looking at like the trending tab here. So for example, this person is talking about this specific campaign and they want complex conditions like buy 2 shirts and 1 pair of pants, get socks free. This is just a really, really nice touch, I think, because it shows that the developers are actively, listening to users and might add these features in future updates. The AOV app is a simple but powerful way to increase your store's revenue by incentivizing larger purchases. Between the flexible campaign types, detailed analytics, and ability to directly request new features, it's a tool that not only boosts sales but can evolve with your business too.